Kilo 2 Golf Bravo. Just got a delivery. FedEx Cubicle Quad. Scorpion 2. Second time I picked one of these up. Looks like it had a rough ride. Hopefully everything's okay. Little ding there. See what happens when I open the box. Last one I put together, I glued the main boom, so this time I'm going to put a screw in it so I can take it apart, transport, make it a little easier. To be continued. All is good. Had some paper at that end, so. Looks like it's not much to it, you know. There it is. Worse than an erector set. Age myself. But it's intact, no problem. Fiberglass, pretty sturdy. I've had one before. Put it together and see how this one goes. But like I say, I'm not going to try to make it two parts so I can take it apart. Okay, unboxing is complete. I think I remember last time I said wear gloves because it's fiberglass, so I put fiberglass gloves on because of fiberglass irritates my hands. I don't know about yours, but that's all there is. This thing works fantastic. I already had one when I sold it. So I moved. So this one can make so it pulls apart. So check the directions again. My brain is shot. But that's it. Be continued. Okay, back at it. K2GB here. I put the end on just to show you the keepers, they call them. Little rubber grommets you slide over there. So, directions, gray, red, white. I painted the spacer wire things, so I recommend put a little enamel on them so UV rays won't bake them too quickly. So what I did is I put this together, but I realized I can't put a screw in there to hold one side because the tenon mount holds it in A, B, C. But what does hold it in place is the elements. You stick the elements through there and then you won't be able to slide it out. So if I want to take this thing apart, I'm going to have to take the elements and the wire off that one there and then slide it out. I did glue the one side. It's got a spacer inside to hold these two together. It fits snug inside. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it'll be a pain to take the wire off and everything, but I can't pop it apart if I have to. Stick it in the storage unit. So that's the fun and games. I'm going to measure these things out roughly. This one I did by eyesight, but easier when you put the rubber on there to make sure it's a little square or whatever with the tape measure. Stole the XYLs. Sew and measure. Those are the rest of the elements. These are the keepers. It's the rubber gizmo. I noticed one thing in the directions. On the back, where the antenna connects into the element, direct to there. You know, they said to put a choke right here. And I was reading the directions over and over, and I didn't see anything about that. I put, on my other one, I had a choke put on right on the here. 6 turns they recommended, and it went to the connection, and then it flowed down to the coax, to the boom. So now I got one of my favorite place, JavaTech. This is 240 Flex 8. It's easy to work with, so I'm going to put that on there. That'll go on the last thing, but I just wanted to give you. So I'm just going to start at measuring those out, put the keepers on them, you know. You got the wire here. This is the toughest part. Stringing the wire around. We'll get to that. To be continued. Okay, so I've been coming up with about 14 1/4 on each side. There's a tendency to move now. These are the clips you got to stick on there before the wire goes on. So I'll check the measurements again later. I start the wire, but easy peasy, just stick them on. Do tend to move around, but the wire holds them. Get back. I got the one in. Use the tape. It was about 14 1/4 on these elements, trying to square it away, but it'll have to be straightened out. Now, when these things are finished, if you look at my other video, make sure that the wire is on this side when you're trying to get it into the last notch there, because they're all going to bend forward in the end. When you get the right alignment, it will be. You'll look on the other video, they'll be all bowed out, but if you put the cable on this side, you can't get the, it's harder to get it into the notch, so stick it on that side. This is the first gray one. And you can just tweak these things later. That's one down. I took the other ones out, they were in the way. Got to do one at a time or you screw it up. I just kept that one in the back there just to have it off the floor, but you can see it's really not square yet. Will be after tweaking alignment. If you can see that, but a little adjusting, it started to bend forward, fit in place. So let's go for the next one. Help if I took the lens cover off. Okay, so 3 elements. You're supposed to bow towards the reflector, so the bowing. I have a little problem with the connector for the end, coax. I'm not going to put a choke on this because it doesn't say anything in the directions about it, so it's just going to have the coax come down and go down to the boom. So everything's bowing towards the reflector. So 3 down, 5 to go. But the main thing is I had to take the gloves off. Getting these things on. You got to put some pressure on the bone. Get the bottom on first, and that right side, and then just use this one to when you bend it forward and get the wire onto it. So So far, so good. Said I'll square them up later, but I've been measuring these for different, with the tape, trying to, this one was like 13 and a quarter or something. I don't know, I forget what the other one was, but just to get a rough estimate before you start putting the wire on. So far it's working out alright. This one I had to put a tad of little crazy glue on it. I didn't like the way it was set down screw. Loose a little. Okay, start on the other ones. Forgot to mention that the last four here are all blue, so they're all the same size. It's the wire over there all messed up. So that's not a no-brainer. I'm putting those on. See how it comes out. Let me just stream them through here. That's it. Like I said, I put this on just to hold it together, but one side is glued and then this would pull out if I pulled out the, well, right now I can pull it out. And once those elements are in there, I wouldn't be able to pull it out. That'd only be if I was storing it, wanted to get it in half. This thing's very heavy duty. I have another one. This might be a little lighter than this thing. It's crazy. So I'm going to be using this thing portable. It's not going to be a fixed tower. Oh, that's it. So you know how fun this is. Fun and games. There. Keep popping off. Bottom one. Okay. Lining up these four. Okay. So what happens is you got the cable on this side towards the reflector. Put the thing on. Bend it down. Try to get the sucker in there. Yep. There it is. So it's going to go blow this way though. That's how the fun and games works, and then later you can adjust it. Once it's in, you know. But it's got to blow this way towards the reflector. I'll figure that out in a minute. So moving right along. Shut this off. Okay, so basically together. I need to straighten out all the elements. You just feed them through the stoppers there. Try to square them off a little better. Just wanted to finish it up. I left that one element out, so next step is see if I can take this thing apart. You can see how some of them are not just lined up, so that's what you got to do. Tweak it all up. Once it's tweaked up, it stays in format, which I'll look at. That one there looks like it's sagging to the right there. Ridiculous, but just wanted to get it going. These three were, except for the third one there's a little off. Okay. Got one element that I has to go in, but took it out. This side is glued where it says the B. Yeah, put a mark on that so I know which element to take out. But this holds it basically when you put it together. You need to glue it together. You just line up the B and the A over there. It's a lot easier to be in an apartment to move around with this thing. I gotta put it out or in storage. So I'll just have to stick that one element together. And then tighten down the boom U-bolts and good to go. Well, it's basically a done deal there. Of course, those have to scallop that way toward the reflector. I got to do the same thing with these. Make sure they're all going that way. That one's all right. This one is, but Scorpion 2, I love you. Look at that sucker. Got to tweak over that one. I just put it back together. I didn't straighten out that one element over there, which I have to do. I have it in half. You know, I just put it back together with securing that element. This guy right here, look at he's popping out already. Okay. Straighten that out. Watch what I was doing. I'm trying to get it together. See, I got the A and B. I put the mask connection is up one, but it's going to be over those two halves. Just doing it for testing purposes in the apartment. That's why I want to be able to split this thing in half. Neighbors probably wonder what I'm doing here. I get this thing off the patio. All right, what do we got here? Whoa. Can't see nothing. $144, 200. Seven. Oh, we got a 2.7. See. 2.7. What if I pick it up? Oh. Let me get my arm out of the way. I got 1.8. Before I had 1.6, but it's inside the apartment. Looking good. Stick it on a mask. There we go. A little tough to do when you .8. Shut that off. So got my finger stuck on it, but it's a cool antenna. Stick it on the mask and works at 2 meter sideband off the truck. Pick it over, move it over a little. That's where the A and B, you know, that's where the bands will go on. Once I put these two in there, it locked it in place. So I didn't know if I was going to get a good SWR or not, because it's not really locked together, but looks good. So, it's a little tough to get around. Take out the door there to the patio. That's why I disconnected it. Take care. K2GB. Okay, get ready to launch the Scorpion 2. Okay, Scorpion 2 launched and with the max gain system aiming north. I had to tweak it up a little bit, that's it. September 11th VHF contest. I just hooked the SWR meter just to see what's happening. Got 1.5 to 1. I haven't done any adjustments. Just make sure everything's tweaked up. I think this band is a little too much. It's aiming the antenna downward direction, but I'm going to take that off and see what's going to go on. But let's start the fun. Set up the antenna and everything else. Okay, been operating, not doing too good. I'm in contact, but hopefully Scorpion is making it all the way up the coast. So. Running like 50 watts, 20 watts sometimes. Just trying to save the battery. Yeah, the PSK reporter, I'm doing pretty good, but gotta go into some CW. Nice and voice. Well, I made some progress. What's happening here? Uh-oh, just lost the connection somehow. Yeah, I just worked Fox Nancy 31, K1TEO up north, and W3XTT. So, 100 watts. But what else is out there? Some strong signals now. W2SZ. See where he's at. He's in 1710. Hertz. All the way down here, so that's definitely a strong signal there. This out. W2SZ. Get this thing all the way out. Oh, we got him too, it looks like. W2SZ, looking good. Fox Nancy 32, my old stomping grounds. Watching paint dry. Tried CW, didn't hear anything, but I'm going to go back to it. Here we go, W2SZ. Looking good. 100. Comets. Quad antenna. Keep it sweet, short. Looking good. I know I'm making it up the coast from Newport News. I'm in this field at one of the parks, Bethel Park. Let's see what we got now. W3ELK, that was out before, but I didn't see him. Well, let me shut this off for a minute. Hey, doing pretty good with the PSK, in the FD8 rather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 QSOs, FD8. Made it all the way up the coast to Fox Nancy 31. PSK reporter. See anything up north? 1996 and 3MK. Give it a rest. Try some CW. Okay, just let that percolate. See what happens here. CUBEX quad antenna. Got the amp going. I don't know if the batteries will last, but I'll check that out now. Scorpion 2. How do you do? Still got 12 volts. Cool. Max gain system. Okay, back at the storage. Had to cut it short. Had a thunderstorm coming through. Started raining. I said, "Oh, I got this thing on the back of the truck. I'm out of here." Battery started going dead in the time to leave. Made about 12, 15 contacts. Made it all the way down to 31. I made a CW contact with N2NT and a sideband contact. Most of it was FD8. And then down to FN31 K1 TO, but I pulled the plug on everything, so back at the storage, put all the toys away. Next time I'm going to try one of these things. Isotron. Been around for about 48 years. I can put that on the mast. Do a little playing. It's got to be better than the ham stick, but wild looking antenna. So until next time, K2GB.